Hey, it's Rob Rovnak, and I've been showing a lot of houses and been getting a lot of feedback from buyers, showing a lot of houses virtually too. And I thought this would be a good time to share with you some of the top 5 buyer turnoffs. Now, I'm going to tell you something that most realtors are never going to tell you, is if you don't have your house in tip-top condition, you are not going to get that price you thought you were going to. You're going to set the price. You're going to think, oh, can't wait. We're going to get that. My realtor told me this is a wonderful house and everything. Well, your realtor oftentimes, I don't know why. I guess they're afraid that they're going to lose the listings, but they're oftentimes not going to tell you what's wrong with the house. So you need somebody, maybe a friend, maybe a relative, to go through your house and kind of look like a buyer. So let me tell you some of these things. All right, number one is if it's overpriced, it's going to be a big turnoff. Overpricing a house is like kind of sneaking into the country club. You're going to be found out and you're going to be thrown out really quickly. When you overprice a house, you're going to get buyers who are qualified and they're looking in a less price range, or you're going to get buyers who are qualified and they're going to compare it with some other houses and see less value. So immediately, if you overprice your house, you're in for trouble right there. You're going to be chasing the market. The next up is clutter. So if you got a lot of clutter in your house, knickknacks everywhere, if your tables are full of mail and glasses and knickknacks all over the house, and you've got furniture every little nook and cranny. I've seen a lot of houses, people fill their houses up every little bit with furniture. People are not going to be able to figure out the dimensions of the rooms. And when you can't figure out the dimensions of the rooms, you just move on. You kind of dismiss that house. And that's a sad thing, because a confused mind, remember, a confused mind does nothing. Next up is smells. Oh boy, we see a lot of houses, they look great. These pictures look great. You throw open the door and you're like, oh wow, what is that? Now, you've got a lot of people that go up north and their houses are closed up, so you got some of that stale air. But oftentimes people are nose blind to the smells in their own home. This happens all the time. I had a guy who was a cigar smoker, hadn't smoked in years, but the furniture was permeated, the rugs were permeated with smoke, and he just couldn't smell it. Same thing with animals. People do not smell their pets. People do not think that their cat or dog smells at all. That's why you kind of need to get a second opinion, and hopefully the realtor is going to tell them straight. So you're going to have different smells, and sometimes, no matter what it is, I've never met a buyer who wants a smelly house. You're going to get some investors, and they're going to give you a lowball price. But even them, they're going to do an inspection. So if they find some undisclosed leaks or pet urine underneath the new carpet or whatever, they're just going to drop it or are going to drop the price on you. So you got to watch that. Another thing is deferred maintenance. So that's basically a nice way of saying you're just not taking care of your home. So there's a lot of things that people do, but you should understand that nobody else is going to invest in your house like you do. So you should really be keeping up with the house. I see this all the time. People, you live in your house and you don't see these little things, but when people come in, they want to see pride of ownership. They, and if they start seeing things here and there, that's not working. Or this door's kind of falling off the hinges, these things, there's some sticking drawers, there's some other things. Well, that's going to immediately get people to start thinking, what else is wrong? And then in their mind, they're not thinking a couple $100, they're thinking a couple $1,000 to fix these, that, and the others. So do some repairs before you put the house on the market or price it with that in mind. Next thing up is dated decor. So yeah, people are buying older houses because they want to be in your neighborhood and that's where they want to be, but they don't want to buy an old house just because that hasn't been updated. So when you've got those avocado greens and those golds from the 70s and those light blues and mauves from the 80s or onyx from the 90s, textures, ceiling textures, popcorn ceilings. I see that a lot all the time. Popcorn ceilings, shiny wallpaper, Berber carpet. These are all things that people just don't want anymore. So address them. You're not going to get your price unless you start doing some of these things. So basically, look at your house, Try to look at it like you've never been in it before, and look at it like a buyer. See what the buyer is seeing, and take care of these things, and you will get your price. We're in a great market right now, so figure out what those things would cost. If you're going to have to, if you're going to say you're not going to do them, you're immediately going to take probably a lot less than you would if you spent the money to do them. I know it's a pain, but I often advise that it's worth doing. So if you want to talk about some more things, real estate related, anything you want, just message me. We'll shoot another video on whatever topic you'd like. Turn on your notifications, like my page, and we'll see you on the next video.